What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to this Forgo, and today I'm going to show you guys just how insane Tier 4 Jean Grey is in ABX. And this was a big reason why I wanted this character, because even with Iron Man, guys, and even having his 4-star artifact, having a 6-star artifact on Valkyrie, which actually gives an extra 15% increase to boss damage to all allies, it's still really difficult for me to cap out the ABX score with 120% energy attack. It can be done with him, but it takes many times, multiple tries, and I'm really under time constriction, so it really doesn't work that well for me. But Jean Grey, I can literally come in there one time with this girl, one time, guys, and get it done. Don't need no artifact, don't need no CTP of Insight, nothing, right? Just going to be using Polaris here for this is no restriction, and we're going to be using Ghost Panther. Ghost Panther, honestly, guys, between Ghost Panther and Valkyrie, I use Valkyrie, but I do have a 6-star artifact on her, and the damage is virtually the same between her having a 6-star artifact and Ghost Panther. But Ghost Panther really is really great for her, especially if you're using a rage, because you're going to get this extra fire damage by 50%, which is massive for Jean Grey, on top of the damage to super villains. So you could use whatever support you want, but Ghost Panther will probably be the best for the most part. And if you have a CTP of Insight, if you need that extra little bit of damage, that would help, right? I mean, if you don't have a tremendous amount of energy attack, I do have 120% energy attack and 22% pierce, and it's relatively easy to do it with her. And then, of course, Polaris here for her leadership that applies to mutant allies, the increased 45% attack, but then, of course, also her passive that increases damage to villains by 45%, only to mutants, which Jean is. Funny story, guys, I actually did an ABX run. I was actually using Nick Fury. Nick Fury's passive doesn't apply to villains, and yet she still could get the max score in ABX, even without Polaris, just with one support. That is how insane Jean Grey is. She is redonkulous, and I do have 87,000 energy attack with Polaris's leadership, and you guys can see that my stats aren't the best, right? My attack speed is a little low. My critical rate is 73%, but that's close enough. It's going to be maxed out anyways from a certain skill. She has max critical damage. Her narrow defense is a little bit low, but I don't think it really matters that much with 22% pierce, but I could be wrong. And then her dodge is at 70% instead of 75%. So we could get a little bit more damage out of her if this was maxed out. We could do a little bit better with her. And I don't have any Arus. This is another thing that's nice about her. I mentioned earlier about Iron Man, and this isn't a dig on Iron Man. He's insane. But with Iron Man, guys, I got him Odin Blessing up galore. And like I said, it's super difficult for me to get a max score with him. You got to play it over and over and over. But Jean here, I don't have any Odin's Blessings whatsoever on her. And I can easily, guys, first time around, even just spamming skills, not even using a set rotation, she can max out the score. I even did it on my emulator, which lags like crazy with max settings, and still could get the max score. I mean, she's freaking redonkulous. And we just have, mythic energy attacker ruse, guys. Nothing special. And then, of course, her skills are at 6. Now, I just want to run through the rotation that I'm actually using because it's working out the best for me, but honestly, guys, if you got a certain amount of energy attack, enough energy attack, you could easily spam this character and get it done. The most important thing to remember is, 1, to delay the 3, make sure that she closes the gap there. And then you can delay it, you can cancel into another skill. Make sure you delay it, and it is a good skill to close the gap. And then make sure you just do a slight delay on the 5, don't cancel it immediately. Once the triangle shows up, then you can go into her other skills. The 4 you can immediately cancel. And then the 2 is going to be a damaging skill. This 2 only has a 4-second cooldown, so you're really going to be relying on using that 2 a lot. Now, here's the thing about her tier 3. I found, guys, that I get the most damage whenever I hit the 3, the 5, the 4, and then the tier 3, all at once. Use the tier 4 whenever you're using your skills. And this is something else about Jean. And what I mean by using your skills, that's not very specific, is it? Use your tier 4 before you're going to use your tier 3 or whenever you're using your second skill. I just spam the tier 4. That's pretty much all I do. I just spam it whenever it's ready. If I know that proc's going to be coming up on my rage, I'll hit the tier 4 prior to that. And that way I get all the accumulation from it. And guys, she is nuts. So literally the rotation that I'm doing is I just go 3, 5, 4, 2, and the tier 4 will be up right then, guys. You can just hit the tier 4 right away. It's insane how fast that tier 4 builds up, and then you could do it again, right? And always try to use your 3, your 5, your 4, and your tier 3. And you use your tier 4 if you do have it available. Sometimes you got to play it by ear with Jean because the length of her skills. I'm actually looking for my cursor there. The little white arrow is a little hard to see sometimes. But again, guys, time enhancement isn't really going to matter for ABX. And she does have a fully awakened overdrive set. If this is Power Angry Hulk, my attack speed would be at a higher level. And we would have an extra attack ISO 8 set, which would help a little bit. And we're just using a regular CTB of Rage. And this is another thing that's insane, right? No artifact, right? No, reforged rages, nothing like that. And this girl can easily cap out the score. She's insane, right? Just a simple little CTB of Rage. Now, I do have a brilliant judgment, and my brilliance actually rolled with an increased all attack by 28%, and then another 33% with 20% chain hit damage. If you guys want to see a run with this thing, we got a 50% discount right now. I will be happy to do that run. But, by the time you guys see this, I won't be able to do that run until after I get off work. But I can record it for you and show you a run with the Brilliant to show you the difference if you guys would like to see that. And then our uniform is at Mythic. So I'll pull up the run for you guys right now, and we'll just kind of run through it, okay? And here we go, man. And guys, like I said, you're seeing it from the very beginning because I played this a few times, maybe about 5 or 6 times. I really didn't do it very much. And it's just that easy with her, right? 3, 5, slight delay, 4, 2, tier 4, right? And look at the damage that she puts up in that first rotation. I mean, the girl is insane, right? Now, my rotation's a little off. I think I could actually do a little bit better because I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, right? I haven't played her a whole lot. There you saw me hit the 3, delay it, hit the tier 4, hit the second skill. I mean, that's kind of what you're doing. Every time that tier 4 is available, you want to try to use it whenever you're using your second skill or along with using your tier 3. Or, yeah, using it with your tier 3. It will do insanity, guys. Like, she just, I want you to notice how much damage she does in the first phase against the Beast. Now, I will say one thing about Jean. Her tier 3 can get canceled very easily. So earlier I mentioned how you might want to use that 3 to close the gap sometimes. And there we actually lost a little damage. But I went ahead and hit my tier 4 and tier 3 because we just did the 5 and the 4. And again, if you had that 5 and the 4 up, and really along with the 3 would be better. But sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. The 3 wasn't available. I didn't want to waste time running around. So I just kind of went and jumped into my skills. And that's kind of how you got to play Jean a little bit. You got to play her by ear somewhat. But there is, somewhat of a rotation. But it does get a little sporadic. Like right there, my 3 was available. My tier 4 was available. I hit the 3, hit the tier 4, went in the second skill, and landed the proc on it, right? You really got to pay attention to where your proc's at as far as doing your skills and when you actually should do them. There's like right there, guys, I did the 5 and 4, and then I went into the tier 3 with the tier 4. And yeah, I mean, the tier 3, you really need to be within proximity of the beast so that way it doesn't get canceled. That is kind of annoying, and you don't want to lose the damage from that damn thing. But I mean, guys, on a lot of accounts, including mine, there is so much room for error with this character. Like, yeah, I could have a really bad run and still cap out the score with her. I can still cap it out even if I have a terrible run. And this is one thing that, well, I love a lot of things about her, but this is something I really love because I really hated the fact whenever I was using other characters trying to max these scores, like my Moon Knight, my Iron Man, my Black Widow, I can get so close it's not even funny. And even with Iron Man, I can cap it, but it just takes me 20 million tries. Whereas with Jean, one time, one and done. Like, it's awesome, guys. Like, seriously, I'm there. I hit the 3, the 4, hit the 3, 5, 4, and then it's tier 3 with the tier 4. That's what you want to do. And you'll see monstrous damage. I mean, guys, we already capped, and we got 23 seconds left. Right? We got no Odin's Blessings on this girl. That is crazy. Nothing. Right? So, like, I mean, you got to put a lot of investment in the character, but at the same time, you kind of don't as far as Uru is concerned because she's going to be so damn strong, you won't really need him. Now, I will say this, guys. I can definitely increase her damage by throwing in some HP Urus, as we'll talk about here in a little bit. But you guys can see that I hit 13 million with this girl. And the reason that HP Urus will be so awesome on her is because of her third skill. This skill accumulates pure damage up to 65% of max HP. The more HP you have, the more damage she's going to do, right? She's also going to have a little bit of better heal as well. that is vital for her. So if I slapped on some HP Odin's Blessings, which I might end up doing, right? Adjusted her uniform to where she had more HP, right? Level up this uniform, maybe give her HP, maybe give her a couple of ignore defense Urus, right? Just jack up her HP like crazy. That might make even more of a difference. So, I mean, I definitely think there's room to grow, at least on my account, as far as doing better. But do I really need to? No. She just got 13 million, no problem in an ABX. So that's pretty damn awesome if you ask me. So guys, let me know what you think about Jean Grey and ABX. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GW7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.